Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I could see everybody talking, and then everybody was gone all of a sudden. I could see everybody's stuff going up, and they were saying that they couldn't see me, but I could see everybody else. Yeah, you don't live far from me, Mike. What's up, Frank? How you doing, brother? What part of PA do you live in? Do you live in York? Is that where it is? That where you live? York, PA, Dad? No, I was still here, dude. I could still see me on the screen. I could see all your guys' chat. I had no idea. I kept looking. There was nothing to say that I wasn't on, so I don't know why I was doing that. The brown note messed your phone up. Yeah, I saw everybody making jokes, and I'm like, who are they talking about? I was like, who are they talking about? Who went to poop and messed up the live? And nobody could see me. South of Harrisburg. I grew up. My dad still lives in Pennsylvania. I lived on in Norristown. Have you heard of Norristown? Sacramento's not too far from who? Me? Thank you, Second Dimension. Yeah, I farted on my hand. Is that still called a stranger? Yeah, I was born in Pennsylvania. I lived there till I was like maybe 5, 6, and then I moved to Baltimore. Yeah, that's the stranger. Is that what you were doing when you farted on it, Steve? Steve was warming up a stranger. Need some stanky action. How did I get to Vegas? Man, I was born in Pennsylvania, then I lived in Baltimore till I was in junior high. And then I moved to San Diego. Yeah, Bearded Viking, I could see all you guys. I was sitting here and mine didn't say anything was wrong. He kept going, kept saying I was live, and everybody was making jokes about farts and stuff like that. And I'm like, who are they talking about? And it was me. I guess, I don't know what happened. So I had to go back out and come back in. Uh, how did I end up in Vegas? So and then I moved to San Diego. That was probably the nicest weather ever was in San Diego. But I lived there through high school. And when I graduated high school, my uncle was out here in Las Vegas building at State Line, right when you come into Vegas from California. There's a bunch of casinos there. He was there building a tower on Whiskey Pete's and asked me if I wanted to come up. He said he would pay me. In San Diego, I was doing construction. I just graduated high school. I was only making $5.25 an hour. That was the minimum wage. So he told me come up here and he could pay me. He said I can only pay you $12 an hour, and I was like, shoot, $12 an hour, that's more than I'm making here. So I've been in Vegas ever since. Why are you taking off the rest of the year from YouTube? Don't you got to get to? Did you already get your goal? I thought you were trying to get to something by the end of the year. Did you already make it? You worked on that tower, Mike? Yeah, I worked on it too. Whiskey Pete's, right? When were you out there? This was in like '93. I am old, man. You're a retired iron worker? What else did you work on, Mike? I went from Whiskey Pete's and then I was at the New York, New York. I was on the Stratosphere. I worked on the Monte Carlo. I did All Star Cafe, the Venetian. I was on a lot of different jobs back then. In '93, that was your biggest concern? Yeah. My son is 25. My daughter is 21. You can't be much older than me. I just turned 50 in December. This last December. My daughter's 22. You were 9 years old in '93? No, I was 18. I met my wife in '94. You were 9 also, second dimension? So if you were 9 in '93, how old are you now? Man, that's too much math for me. Who's good at math? I don't want to take my shoes off. I can't math either, man. I don't feel bad. You built Monte Carlo and Camaro with your brothers? Back when cars were cars and not computers. Oh, you built a Monte Carlo. Oh, okay. No, I worked on the Hotel Monte Carlo. I would. I don't know if anybody else lives out here in Vegas. I'd have to travel somewhere. Excalibur, Imperial Palace. I didn't work on either of those. I think those were a little bit before me. You'll be 43 in 39 days. The math ain't mathy. Eight-year-old son. You got a 5-year-old? Yeah, I only got one daughter. You got your diploma in '90? I graduated in '93. That was the year I graduated too. As soon as I graduated, I came out here to Vegas. I didn't even really graduate. When I say I got kicked out of school, I'm serious on my videos. I got kicked out of school. You have to rewind. Sorry, Javier. You built hotels in Jersey and in New York, 2004, 2006. Yeah, I hear it's hard to build in New York. What's up, professional by no means? How you doing, brother? Yeah, we got to collab, Bearded Viking, or at least do a live together. We need to try to do a live together. How old did you say you were then, Bearded Viking? Dab a little glue. Yeah. Most people back before the '90s got kicked out of school, yep. I got kicked out of like 5 schools in San Diego, and they finally put me in the adult program. I had to take the adult program when I was 17. Do you make video games, Second Dimension? Did I lose everybody again? Did you have to go to school for that? You guys see my shirt? Look at my shirt. Professional crop duster. My wife got me this. Is there a delay? I don't know what's going on with the chat. Do you have problems with your chat, Bearded Viking? Yeah, I wish I would have gotten into computers more. I didn't do too good in school, so I didn't really get into anything. That's why I ended up in construction. But who's dabbing some glue? Bearded Viking? Did he say how old he was? Viewers are special. I'm special at times too. I agree with you. Construction is a needed profession, but some people in there, I don't think there's much else they could do. They're a little bit more lenient in construction. Rick, what's up, brother? Rick, you're special to me. Yeah, he's got a good beard, that guy. I can't grow a beard like that. My beard is like pubic hairs. When I start growing it out, instead of growing long and down, it just grows like a bush. Your chicken bait, what are you doing to the chicken? His head isn't stuck in the fence, is it? Yeah, mine, like if I trim it, a lot of the gray goes away. The gray comes through. Do I always use pine? A lot of times, yeah, probably 99% of the time. I showed you guys in the last video, it's because in the last video I bought some dark walnut. So the last video I made, I did something out of, not dark walnut, just regular walnut. Out of this walnut I got from Home Depot. They have a place out here that sells hardwood, but it's far from my house. Hardwood is really expensive out here in Las Vegas. So most of the stuff I do build out of pine. It's way different out here, you guys. I haven't really worked with a lot of wood, so I can't really say. It's way different out here in Las Vegas. Like you guys live where you can go in the woods. I remember when I lived back east, there was wooded areas all over, and pick up a fallen tree or something, and or somebody has a tree that fell on their property, and you guys can take that. Out here, it's all desert. There's no trees anywhere, and the trees we do have are really small. They're just recently planted. You only use pine and cedar too, Rick? Woodworking with cacti? No, I have not. The needles are hard to work with on the cacti. The only cacti I've ever worked with was that picture I made. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of lumber yards here. I like working with pine because too, I'm not that good at what I'm doing, and if you mess up, It's just pine. It's not really that, well, it is kind of expensive, but it's not as bad as like uh, a piece of walnut. This piece of walnut right here, I talked about it in my last video, was $13 for a 3-foot piece of this. It's only a 1/4 inch thick and 2.5 inches wide. And a 3-foot piece was $10.90 something. It was $11. You got good hardwood out there? I don't know if you're making a innuendo or if you're really talking about hardwood. Use the needle as dowels. Yeah, I could just pull the needles off and I got nails right there. What tool do I most regret buying? I've gotten some pretty good ones now. I got rid of all those. I made a video about it, but I had a bandsaw that was really weak. It was a skill bandsaw. Now the skill table saw is good. The skill bandsaw, if you even pine, as soft as pine is, if I put any kind of pressure on it, it would just stop the blade. So I regretted that. But I mean, it was only $100. So, but if you can't really do nothing with it, $100 is a waste. You gave away hardwood? Yeah, you don't. Nobody does that out here. That's what I mean. Where you guys live, there's hardwood all over the place. Out here, it's very scarce. Nobody has trees in their backyards that fell down that they're giving away. I'm doing good, Philip. How you doing, brother? Giggity. Yeah, but is it 1/4 inch pipe, 1/2 inch pipe? How many of you guys build stuff with wood? I already swapped out some of my there's my French cleat right there. I just kept that under there. I thought it looked cool. And there's some stuff that you can still hang pretty good on the pegboard. You did a towel rack? What kind of towel rack? I wonder which one you have. I bought mine. It was like, man, it had to be like 2009. That'd be like 2009, I would say. 2010. I'm sure they have more than one. Another tool, another saw, and I don't regret buying it because it's a good saw, but like, let me show you. I'm gonna flip the thing around. My DeWalt, it takes up so much room. I want one of them saws that has the arm on the back. Yeah, I want one that I could put against the wall. I want to eventually move that wood pile and build like a miter station right there. So I have more room over there to maybe even like put my table sometimes, or my table saw. The folding stand for the DeWalt miter saw. Well, this one that I have it on now folds up. But I don't really have anywhere to store it. I'd rather have it like where it's against the wall and I can put it as close to the wall as possible. Have you guys seen those? I think, what is it, Bosch makes one. I think Makita has one where instead of having that long pole in the back of them, of the miter saw, it folds up. And you can put it right up against the wall. Your miter saw's on a steel fish tank stand. Mine's on an old Ryobi stand. It doesn't really fit it. I gotta put clamps to hold it down. Otherwise, the pipe that you rest the wood on and where the saw is, they're not level with each other. So I gotta clamp it down so it like pulls them level. Bosch GSD, is that the name of it? How often in my life? I try to do it as much as possible. My wife's not on here, so I can talk about her now. She keeps me busy all weekend. So I made a thing, I wanted to do it every weekend, but like, you married guys know, my wife's off on the weekends. When we get up in the morning, she's got stuff to do all day. She's got me doing stuff here at the house, or we got to run places. I told her on Sunday I need to do a live today, and we were gone all day. What's up, rough around the edges? How you doing? Run, yeah. Run in the car. Driving. We were driving all day. Going from one store to another. She did let me stop at Home Depot though. What's up, Charlie? How you doing, brother? The dust collector on the DeWalt sucks. They came out with a new one. Or they had a recall. Did you do the recall on yours? Festool Capex fits against the wall. I don't know, man. That's a little out of my price range, Jim. Unless they start to sponsor me, which I don't think that's going to happen. You're in the same boat. Like, I love the saw. It's a great saw. Like, other than that, it works really good. I don't have any complaints. It's pretty accurate. The only thing is, the Bosch is terrible. I didn't hear that. You know who has the Bosch? Blacktail Studios. Have you guys seen that guy's videos? He named his YouTube channel after his favorite magazine. Right now, I'm going to start working on a cabinet for my, not a cabinet, I don't know what you would call it, but it's for the bathroom. We look them up, they're called accent tables or something like that. You find that, yeah. Oh. Can you record those conversations, Closet Farmer, and put it online? I wouldn't call it a vanity. It's just a little side table. We have this big space in our bathroom. And who's lying? The Closet Farmer? I'd like to see the conversation. Yeah, the wives will do that to you. They like going places. Yeah, the guy from Blacktail Studios, he makes some high-end stuff, and he's got the Bosch. He makes some pretty good stuff. If anybody has seen his channel, it's called Blacktail Studios. He's been on YouTube for a long time. All right, Second Dimension, have a good one, brother. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for participating. I hope all well goes good too on Friday. If anybody didn't hear, I got a colonoscopy on Friday, my first one. Oh, Bearded Viking went live. We're both live. I should see if I can get into his live. Our wives want to go with us and show us off. I like to think that, Lisa. I think she just keeps me there for protection and to carry her purse and stuff. I have a cat. He's right here. He's always crying at me. Come here. Come here. Come here. He likes to put his beehole in my face. All right, buddy, move your beehole. What's crazy cheap? The Bosch. A fart sniffer since 2008. How you doing, Anthony? He looks like your cat. Did you tell me that before? Somebody else told me that. He's always crying at me. I don't know what he wants, but he's always crying at me. Yeah, just to carry the bags, right? I think she likes me to go with her because when we go to stores, she's oblivious. Like, people walk by, they could be carrying guns, knives. She doesn't see anything. I'm always watching it, or and she'll leave her purse. She doesn't do it so much anymore. She'll leave her purse right in the shopping cart and walk away. Yeah, he is pretty crazy. What's up, Trooper? How you doing, brother? What's up, Dan? Were you guys in here before? Look. Did you guys see my little toolbox I got from Harbor Freight? It was only 18 bucks. Your wife won't let you get a cat? This was my mom's cat. My mom lived with me, and she wanted a cat, so I let her get a cat. And then she moved out. She moved in with my older sister and left the cat here. But he's pretty cool. Do they have outdoor cats? When I was growing up, everybody's cats was outdoors. Out here in Las Vegas, I let this guy go outside because otherwise he's bored as hell. Man, 5 cats and 4 dogs, that's a lot. Oh, your wife's a vet tech? That explains it. It won't hold $18. No, it'll hold a lot of snacks, though. Look at all the snacks I can fit in here. Candy bars on top. Now I don't have to keep my ding-dongs in the vegetable holder. Oreos, yeah. Yeah, out here they act like you're crazy when the cat goes outside. Our cat goes outside and people are always trying to pick him up and find a home for him. You need a shower? All right, Michael, have a good one, brother. How big Vegas is? It's pretty big, man. It's growing fast. Little Debbie's, yeah, you keep all that in there, man. We were just talking about the Bosch. Somebody else was saying Bosch was no good, and somebody else was saying Bosch was good. City Vegas or Vegas or Desert Vegas? Vegas is we're almost grown to each mountain. We're surrounded by mountains when you go outside, and we're almost up to the edge of every mountain now. It's growing really fast. Lake Mead, have you guys ever seen like what's happening with our lake that we get our water from? it's being depleted by all the people that live here, and it dropped like a lot since I've been here. There's some videos online you can see that's what do they call that? Where like it's over a certain amount of time, and you can see the water actually, like the lake's actually shrinking. Arden, Nevada. I don't know where that's at, to be honest with you. Arden. Is it by which way is it from Vegas? Is it I don't know if California gets it from Lake Mead, but we all get our water from I think the Colorado River. And I don't know if they get it directly out of Lake Mead or if it just taps in the same line that feeds Lake Mead. Your sister lives in Enterprise? You know what? Enterprise, I think, is... Where is Enterprise? Isn't that right here in Las Vegas? Or connected to Las Vegas? Off Nellis for a couple of weeks. I'm not that far from Nellis. What were you doing off Nellis? Were you in the military? There's a military base on Nellis. Yeah, most people in Las Vegas don't actually live in Las Vegas. Yeah. But the other areas, nobody really calls it that. The people that live here, they don't call it like Enterprise. Like the other part is Paradise, Las Vegas. They don't really call it by those names. It is the technical term for it, but they'll say like I don't even live in Vegas. I actually live in North Las Vegas, which is a separate city from Las Vegas. But like I'm like a mile from the Vegas line. $14 miles from the heart of Las Vegas. Yeah, most of the strip is Paradise, yeah. There's a bunch of little areas like that, but it's all under Clark County. Vegas is kind of a weird situation because of the way it's set up, but there's still, what is it called? There's still parts of Vegas that are not... Oh, thank you, professional. I appreciate that, brother. Oh, I can like those? I didn't even know. And I can give it a thumbs up. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Your uncles were pit bosses out here? You guys remember that show about the little people that was pit bosses? Unincorporated, that's the word, Rick. Yeah, there's still parts out here that are unincorporated. How do you come up with, Bill? How do I come up with original items? That's a tricky one, Bill, because you kind of got to look for... I have a whole video on it in my videos, but if you're going to sell stuff on Etsy, you kind of got to sell stuff that people are already looking for. You can't really come up with something too original that nobody's looking for because it'll just sit there. That's what I did when I first got on Etsy. I just was making up my own stuff and selling it, but nobody was looking for it and it wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't getting any sales. Maybe one or two every once in a while. So you got to find stuff that people are actually looking for. Like, what's an example of something that is already... Like, when I first got on, there was these things called tiered trays. Tiered trays were popular. People were putting them on their counters and then putting knickknacks on them. All right, Rick, have a good one, brother. Are you talking to me? it is kind of competitive on Etsy, just like it is on YouTube. Anything is going to be competitive like that. But there's still ways to do it. You have to look at stuff. So what I mean by that is like, so when tier trays were popular, knickknacks for tier trays were popular. So people were looking for knickknacks that they could put on their tier trays. So that was one of the things I made them mountains for. They were knickknacks that people could put on their tier trays. So when I listed them, I could put shelf sitter. Like you have to know the certain terms. You can't. I wouldn't just put up wood mountains because maybe nobody's going on there looking specifically for wooden mountains, but they are probably going on there looking for shelf sitters. They call them. That stuff that sits on your shelf. Or back then it was tier tray decor, and you have to know like stuff that people are looking for, and then follow into that category if that makes sense. So you can make a different type of shelf sitter that nobody's really making, but people are already looking for shelf sitters. Where I was making this weird stuff that you would just hang on the wall, and I really didn't have a category that it went into. Yeah, things people are looking for, but make it stand out. You made your cleat wall. You're gonna put it on my put it up so we can see it, brother. Trooper. I want to see how it looks. How'd it come out? Was the flooring all straight or was it all bowed and stuff? Yeah, you gotta be careful with shelf sitter. Yeah, cost zero is a good price. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate all the people that watch, man. I just started making videos trying to be funny, and I appreciate everybody that watches and comments. A flat elf to put under the shelf? What is that? I don't know if you're being serious or you're joking, Steve. Still under construction. My workshop's still under construction too, Trooper. I think it'll always be under construction in a way. Maybe not as much as yours is. Thank you, Professional. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, Dan. I try to keep it interesting. Wilbur in my comments. I have to look and see. Am I following you, Rick? Do you have a channel? Shelf on the elf. Okay. You're switching it around on us, huh? You don't have a channel? Okay. Why? How come your name is Wilbur on YouTube? It's weird that people have different the regular names in here compared to what's on. It's hard to keep track of who is who. I'm really bad with names anyways. I'm much better with like, I recognize your guys' picture. Like Dan, I recognize your picture. Okay, yeah, if you put it up there on my page, dude, I'll go on there. Yeah, live chat uses real names. I'm just getting used to it. The live chat. I never really did it before. But YouTube, they put me in some kind of a program to learn the to go live. Cleopatra, what? It's Wilbur because he doesn't like being called Cleopatra. Yeah, just a few things, Charlie. Do you have a? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. Thanks, professional. I appreciate it, brother. What's Night Pro? Genghis Khan is good though. Yeah, right. Have a good night, brother. I appreciate you, professional. Have a good dinner. Is your wife making you something? What's the tip, Trooper? Let's hear it. What's the size of my workshop? I'm gonna say it's like 10 by 20. Uh, Maybe a little less than 10. I've seen people start with less than that, Bill. It all depends on like what you're gonna do. Like if you're starting with just some small tools, I could probably have a lot more space if I didn't have all this wood. I have a ton of wood in here. And if I didn't have all this wood and I just got wood as I built stuff, but who does that, right? I would probably have a lot of room. Like I could probably throw some of this warped crap away that I have. Don't touch a spinning saw blade. I was gonna try that too. You just ruined it. There goes my next video. What's huge automaton? What's an automaton? $16 by $16 living room? Does your wife let you cut stuff in there? Are you married? You get what? You build stuff? 18 tons of, yep. 18 tons of 2x4s. Yeah, if I didn't have all that wood, man. I see some people with backyards, they put the wood in the backyard and stuff. I would do that if I could. Morning Wood Products. Is that your own company or you work for them? What's Casco? Is that like a Costco knockoff? Trooper, aren't you, what country are you from again? Whirly gigs? Are you just making up words? What's a whirly gig? A fellow YouTuber cleaned his blade like that? Did it work? I'd be afraid of slipping and cutting my fingertip off. Oh, Norway, yeah. I never heard of Casco. It sounds like somebody's saying Costco with an accent. Casco. You bought an old crack house for a shop? I don't think so. We may have Casco. I've never seen it. Has anybody else seen Casco glue? You said it was for your roof. Was it roofing glue? This guy puts his beehole in my face. Look. Come on, buddy. This ain't that kind of live. Save this for our OnlyFans. Right? Casco. Your shop is a carport. Sorry, guys. Bags of sawdust for the crackheads. He always wants to hang out with me. I don't know what he wants from me. Yeah, I've never heard of any of this stuff you're talking about. Do you live in America? What state do you live in? Did he? This guy's always following me around meowing. Saturated in alcohol. What was saturated in alcohol? You or the? You or the sawdust? I like that one, Charlie. Expert jigsaw puzzles.